Okay, so I'm in the process. I'm going to fill, I need to do another one because I'm going to do 4 flats, and I'm going to plant up a bunch of flowers. Also a bunch of basil, a bunch of marigolds, because I'm planning on planting marigolds and basil all around the tomatoes that are at my family member's house. And I'm also going to finally plant my ranunculus and anemones. So I got to get that done. And I'm actually going to do that tonight while I'm sitting on the couch. I've got the tags already made. And there's all my dahlias sitting there waiting to go out into the greenhouse. But then we're going to go out and take a look at the garden and see if the potatoes have sprouted yet. Okay, so I'm sitting here and I got the flats for all the flowers done. They're in the living room. And then I went ahead and decided, because I had a bunch of potting soil still left, to go ahead and fill up these little pots for squash and pumpkins. I like using these. These are from the Dollar Tree. I don't know how many you get to a pack, but it used to be you got like 10 or 12 for $1. But I like these because of the squishiness to them. Squash and pumpkins don't like their roots disturbed when they're transplanted. And although I do direct sow, which means I just put the seeds directly in the ground for some things, I also like to start some of my squash and gourds and pumpkins, things like that, in a more controlled environment. So like the greenhouse, where I can monitor the watering and what sprouts. So usually what I'll do is I'll plant 2 seeds to the pot, and then I'll end up thinning it to 1. But I like these for my squash, pumpkins, and gourds. So I'm going to probably plant those up tonight too. All right, so I'm back out in the greenhouse, and I have decided to take one of the dwarfs that I got, Dwarf Idaho Gem, and I'm going to put it in the greenhouse to see how it does. It's looking really happy, nice and healthy. It bounced back after being messed up in a plastic bag. But here's the planting hole. I just threw in a handful of eggshells, a handful of peat moss, and then a handful of like tomato tone fertilizer. And I'm gonna mix it in this surrounding soil. And I'm gonna make sure the hole's big enough that when I take it out of this pot, I can just put without disturbing the roots too much, just plop it down in there. So it's gonna come out of there super easily. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm gonna remove a couple of these bottom leaves here. Do I want to remove this one? I don't think I do. I don't want to, let's see, make it go down into the dirt. And then we're gonna build the soil up around the stem with all that nice fertilizer. And let's see, so I could build it up a little bit more, like so. And my first tomato of the year is planted. Yay! It is about 65 degrees in here right now, and I'm hoping this will thrive. We shall see. I hope so. I'm gonna leave this in here. Just gonna put a little bit of dirt in this pot to keep it from moving until I can put a marker out here. First tomato, guys. Aren't you so excited? Yes. I forgot to say, after you plant anything, it's always a good idea to give it a drink. So water it in. That kind of establishes the roots and helps it to bounce back from being transplanted. All right, so I'm out here. So there's the chicken coop, and so I'm a couple of garden beds down, and I was just going to show you this. This is the Trunchudo kale. I planted this back in, what was that, October or November? And it's looking pretty good, at least a few of them. Most of them kind of didn't come back after the hard freezes, but these did. And those are, I believe those are rutabagas, or are they turnips? Got a nice patch of those. Let me see if I can figure it out by looking at the... I'm pretty sure rutabaga. They probably need to be harvested. Looks like they're starting to split a little bit, the ones that actually grew a root. But I've committed myself to cleaning up at least one bed a day this weekend. So I did all those beds yesterday. And today is the strawberry bed. And this one's pretty much, there's only a couple of weeds here and there. And then down below there is my elephant garlic and some other garlics. And then all of my onions are doing so good. I'm so happy. I prefer onion sets now. I tried to grow from seed last year, and I'll still keep trying, but I feel like onion sets, this is the second year I've done onion sets, and they're great. So they're doing well so far. So what I'm doing in here is mostly, there's not really a whole lot of weeds, but when that tree fell, like a bunch of branches ended up in my strawberry bed. So I'm just cleaning the branches out. And I planted asparagus in this bed last year. The hazard's building on a hill, so this bed is kind of... My husband was right. He's always right. He told me when he built this was far too long of a bed to do it the way I wanted to do it. And so now we're having issues with them kind of moving forward. I'm just doing the best I can. I hate that he has to redo things that he spent his hard time doing for me to begin with. But back what I was saying, I was like, I planted asparagus in here and I don't see any of it. So I'm not sure if maybe, because right here, that's where one of them was. Is it too early, or is it the fact that this bed has collapsed that it's not going to come back? I'm going to go over to the other bed and see if it's sprouted yet. Let's see. Are any of them? Oh, here's some. Look. Tree limbs everywhere. But there's, tiny little asparagus. So maybe it's just too early for them. Because these are pretty small. Is there any more? Oh, I'm gonna be so bummed if that's the only one that comes back. Oh, nope. Is that another one? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look. Yeah, it's too early. Here they come. See the little purple? So I planted purple and green asparagus. Or what's it called? I forget, but let me get this bed cleaned up. Okay. So now I'm on the other side, and this is the third year of asparagus. Look at that. I need to clean up the old stalks here. I really gotta get this bed cleaned up. Strawberries are looking good. But this stalk right here, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna be able to... Look at them popping up. Oh, yes. Any more? They're popping up all over. Look at that. Oh, glorious. Glorious asparagus. Another bed that I need to weed. So the hubby redid this bed last year. And I think this strawberry bed one can go maybe one more year. We'll see. But this one here and the one right below it have got to be redone, especially the walkways. So that's our next project. I'm thinking we're going to start that this weekend. But, ooh, over here you can see my berry bushes are starting to perk up and come alive. I actually forgot to cut these back this year. And there's my peach tree. It survived the cicadas. And so far it looks like it survived those, what is that other terror of a fly or something. A ton more berry bushes right there all around my hammock pergola. Okay, y'all, I'm back at the, I don't know, what did we decide to call it? Tomato Town? Tomato Land? The new garden plot, and it looks like the fence held up pretty well. Doesn't look like anything tried to tear it down. So today what I'm trying to do is I'm going to bury the fencing, the bottom of the fencing, in the mulch. So I'm just kind of, let me see if I can show you. And what I might also do with the extra dirt that I have, I might actually like move the mulch out of the way here, and then do some random piles around the border for flowers, basil, I don't know, things like that, herbs, just things to try to bring in pollinators. I don't think I'll try to grow anything up the fence because it's kind of crappy. We got this on Amazon, and I will say what they have at Lowe's, because I use the Lowe's fencing for the fencing around my garden at my house, and it's definitely thicker. But I mean, this seems to be okay. So far, so good. But that's what's on the agenda for today. Plus, I need to finish mulching, putting cardboard down, what I have left. Just trying to get the rest of this dirt and mushroom soil put somewhere. So that's what's happening today. Okay, I am finished for the day. I've been here for, I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours, somewhere around there. What did I do? Well, I am trying to use up the rest of this pile of topsoil and mushroom soil. So I went around and I scooted away the pine chips, created like a little area where it was just the cardboard laying down, and then I put piles of the topsoil and then covered it with mushroom soil. And then now to use up some more of it, because there's still more left, I'm going along this back edge where I think what I'll do is I'll just plant a ton of marigolds. And I might do, if I have more left over, I might do it here along this edge too, just to try to deter pests. Do basil. Things that have a strong scent are supposed to deter deer and hopefully groundhogs. I have another secret weapon that I think works really well. I'll divulge that to you at a later date. See how coy I'm being about it, or is that the right word, coy? I don't know. But I also finished mulching here and all the way down the rest of this row and ran out of cardboard, so that's where I ended. And then I still needed to put mushroom soil on the top of this row. I did that. And then I did most of this row. You can see just that little corner there I did not finish yet, which I might end up moving that dirt because I can't get the wheelbarrow around that corner. But that's it for today. And where did my hair? Okay, well, it's still quite the overcast day, but I feel pretty accomplished. I think I'm gonna go back home and start planting my pumpkins, squash. What else did I want to do? Oh, I need to prepare. Tomorrow I'm going to record my March trades haul, and then I'll put the word of it right here. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I'm going to do that haul, and then I also am thinking about recording another video, start some tomatoes outside, so we'll see. Hey everyone, so I'm about to do a video marathon of hauls, and I'm doing a seed trading etiquette video. Hope that goes good. But I needed to come open the greenhouse because this thing gets so warm, and I wanted to show you this. I just got this new Govee. One of you fantastic subscribers, thank you so much. Travis, I believe your name is, suggested this to me, and it's awesome because the old one that I have, they're both Govee, so Govee. So I already had the app for this one, but it won't update unless I'm like outside. And in the winter, that's a no-go. I'm not going to get up and go outside to update this. So, but this one here updated every, is it hour? Every 10 minutes? I can't remember it, but it updates and it let me know how low it got here in here last night. And I believe it got down to like, was it 37 degrees? So not freezing, but I was worried about my little tomato seedlings popping up. You see them there? There's one. There's one. Still quite a lot trying to get up out of the dirt. I don't know if you can see, but there's a few of them. But I put this, we had extra plastic from when we used it for the greenhouse, and I saved it, of course, because I'll find a use for it. And so I just kind of covered these up and tucked it underneath. And then for the tomato that I just planted yesterday, I used this little dome from Walmart. It was kind of squished. Let me squish it here, and I just put that over that, and it did fine. So he's not even looking like he had any issue with the transplant. He's looking good. I hope you guys can see this. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But okay, so let's head inside and record, because then I need to get back out here and finish filling my grow pots and several other things. We gotta get busy. But I needed to open this door because it's getting warm in here. It's only like 50 outside, but it's 77 in there. Okay. All right. So I just got some seed mail from a friend, a really good friend, Lauren, also known as Mrs. Potato Head. She said that too once. Mrs. Tomato Head. She has her own channel. I'll link it below. It's Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. But she sent me a cross that she grew out herself. This is an F4 called Banananez Noir. I'm super excited about it. So I have one last little cell. This is all my basils. Well, not all of them. I'm going to start more because I just hauled a few more different kinds that I forgot that I had. So I'm going to be planting more of that. But I am going to start 3 of these seeds of Banananez Noir, and I'm super excited. Way to go, Lauren, on crossing your own tomato. If you enjoy tomato content, go check out Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head on YouTube, because I'd say she's an even bigger tomato lover than I am. That's saying a lot. All right, so I need to label this before I forget, but I had to get these in some dirt. Hi, Rona. All right, guys, we already did some stuff. I forgot to record it, but I think I've showed you before. My beds are about 5 years old, and we used recycled wood from a junkyard, which probably wasn't smart. And as you can see, it's bowing in because this is crappy, falling apart, the top that's supposed to be holding it in. And then the deck, because it's pushing, this is starting to fall apart. That is, I'm not even getting up on that. That's bowed like this. And so we've been taking down the cattle panels and the T-posts. We're about to take this one down, and then my husband's gonna get to work at redoing these, and hopefully they'll be done by the end of April, when I want to start planting my tomatoes in here. These are my tomato beds, so we're gonna get to work. So I dug it all out, and now we're gonna put up this black barrier. I have one piece, doesn't quite reach all the way, but we're gonna use what we have.
Is that down around the line? Better than nothing, I guess. All it takes is one 85-degree day, and it's even hotter today.
Every one of my cabbages went to seed, so chicken feed. They'll love this.